morning. Okay, full disclosure, that's actually the night before, but I'm trying to get ahead of myself. Anyway, we'll pretend it's morning, don't tell anyone. Okay, so this is Wednesday the 6th of May, okay, and the workout today is Chippy McChipper. I wanted to call it, I should have, Chippy McChipperson. Maybe it should have been Chipperson. That might change on Sugar Wad by the time you actually do this workout. Chippy McChipperson. That's what I wanted to say. Anyway, right, so I digress. For time, you are going to do a chipper. Clue was in the title. Okay, so you're going to do 100 ground overhead, 90 step ups, 80 plank toe taps, 70 wall balls or sub with thrusters if you don't have a wall ball, 60 seated knee to elbows, 50 Russian twists, 40 dips, 30 jumping lunges, 20 shoulder taps and 10 ground overhead. A big part of how quickly or how slowly you will do this will depend on, for example, what you use for the ground overhead. You may not have options, so you might just have to go with whatever you've got, fine. Okay, and whether or not you do weighted step ups or heavier thrusters. So I'm going to come to all that. Right, let me come to all that. So for the ground overhead, depends what you've got. You can use a couple of water bottles if you want. Okay, you can use a plate. Kettlebells are super awkward, but it is doable. Okay, my advice if you use a kettlebell is to hold it something like this, and that way it'll touch the ground like that, and then it's less likely to fall on your head when you press it overhead. But I'm not going to lie, 100 of them with 16, that's what that is, or heavier is probably going to feel a bit I would suggest if your weight is a little bit too heavy for the ground overhead, that you make yourself up a wee weighted backpack. I've been beating this drum for a while now, right? Okay, a weighted backpack. I like that. Okay, only weighs about 10 kilos. Ideal. Touch it off the ground, press it overhead. I've done quite a lot of workouts with this now, and it's good. It's really good for doing things like ground overhead. So if it's just that. Right, so step ups. For the step ups, if you've got something to step up onto, it's a bit dicey for space here. No. If you've got something to step up onto, it doesn't need to be as high as that, that was just sitting there. Fine, have a weight in your hands if you want, or no weight, as you wish, no bother. If you don't really have something to step onto, then you can do step overs for sure. I would suggest with step overs, unless you've made them pretty high, I would suggest you hold weights because it's quite easy. Okay, so maybe try and make them quite high or hold weights. And if you're just kind of like, it's a bit pointless, okay, where'd you get? Then you could do jump overs instead. So instead of stepping over, so I don't think I've got any other jumps in this, no I don't. So instead of stepping over, I've got jumping lunges, but it's different. You could jump over something, totally fine. Totally fine. Obviously I don't know what stuff you've got available to you at home. Step ups don't need to be high though. If they're particularly low, do them weighted. Hold a weight in each hand or in front here or on your shoulder and do them weighted. For the plank toe taps, try and do this so that you can see me. Okay. So for the plank toe taps, you can either be on your hands or on your elbows. You can mix and match if you like. Wall balls, oh god, I'm saying my medicine balls are buried over here somewhere. It's like no forward planning or prep for this whatsoever. Just hopes and dreams. I live on hopes and dreams. Okay, so I actually don't really have anywhere to do wall balls. I've got all this great like medicine balls and like climbing ropes and stuff, and literally nowhere to put them. However, I do like a wall ball, so if you're going to do wall balls, normally speaking for women it's a 9-foot target, for men it's a 10-foot target. Who cares, right? It's a squat and a throw to a target, whatever your target is. If you don't have a medicine ball, which you probably don't, but if you don't have a medicine ball, I would suggest you do lightweight thrusters, okay? Heavy thrusters are not the same as wall balls, okay? Wall balls is a sort of lighter and faster movement. So if you've got maybe 2 2 dumbbells and together they're a bit heavy, do them with 1 instead, okay? It'd be done like that, so that it's a relatively doable movement. If you've only got fairly heavy dumbbells, backpack or water bottles, something like that. So wall balls or thrusters, and then seated knee to elbow. When I'm peering at the camera, that's me to try and making sure that you're going to be able to see me when I do it. I'm not just being weird, probably a bit weird, but okay. So seated knee to elbow, you're going to bring your left knee up to touch your right elbow, and then your right knee up to touch your left elbow. Each touch is 1 rep. Okay, so right to left knee is 1 rep. Then Russian swings. Russian swings you can do with kettlebell, dumbbell, backpack. Let's do them with the backpack. Fond of my backpack today, I'm not sure why. Okay, so just swinging to here. Make sure when you do that keep your feet flat on the floor, okay? And it's a very small knee bend, okay? Not much bend in your knees. Most of it is at your hips. Keep your back nice and flat. And it's this opening up of this joint to standing, so from leaning over to standing, that allows the weight to swing, okay? Try not to squat the weight. The movement is coming from this joint here. For the dips will be more difficult the higher you make them, the lower you make them. The lower you make them. If you've got rings, use them. I do actually have rings set up, I might try. I'm terrible at ring dips, probably should try. So I'm assuming most of you don't have rings, but if you do, use them, right? Otherwise, you're putting your hands on the edge of a ledge. The further away from your body your feet are, the less you can use them, and the more you use your arms. If you want to make it a wee bit easier, because you know dips are hard, then just bring your feet in like that. Jumping lunges. Try not to kneecap yourself. Knee touches the floor. Jump up. Other knee touches the floor. So catch yourself in the lunge and then tap the floor. If you're worried about bashing your knees, don't tap the floor. But do get close, guys. Do get close. Okay, then with the shoulder taps, you've got somewhere to put your feet up onto something. Okay, and then you are shoulder tap, shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Each tap is 1 rep. If you've got a wall that you can climb up, you can climb your feet up the wall and do it from there. Brilliant. It's only 20 of them, that's it. And then you're finishing off again with 10 ground to overhead. Whew. Now the workout's going to pan out. I'm exhausted explaining it. That's it. Chippy McChipperson. Have a chipper day. Bye.